How's it going? Quite a few. Well, it's great to be with y'all. Well, I'm working on a building, I'm working on a mine, I'm working on a railroad up and down the line. I'm working on a river, I'm working on a boat, I'm working on a log jam, anything that floats. I'm working in the kitchen, shopping with a knife. I've been washing dishes all of my life. Working in the morning, in the afternoon, bringing in a harvest underneath the moon. I got two hands, a back that's strong, put them in a rhythm, sing a working man's song. I've been working since the dawn of time, anybody working is a friend of mine. And I'm working with a hammer, I'm working with a saw, I'm working in the library reading the law. I'm working with the papers, the brushes, and the pens. I finish up a job, then I'm starting again. I kiss my woman goodbye, I believe it soon. I'm working at a square dance, playing fiddle tunes. I'm working at a big rig, hands on a wheel, loading up a trailer with the 3 tons of steel. Yeah, I got two hands, a back that's strong, put them in a rhythm, sing a working man's song. I've been working since the dawn of time, anybody working is a friend of mine. Working on the scaffold, I'm working on the ledge. I got a rope around me now to keep from falling off the edge. I'm working in the garden, I'm trimming up the trees. I'm hoeing up the rows, I'm pulling up the weeds. I'm working in the schoolhouse, working on the news. I'm working in a honky-tonk, singing the blues. Working in a hospital, filling out forms, upsetting broken bones, helping babies be born. Yeah, I got two hands, a back that's strong, put them in a rhythm, sing a working man's song. I've been working since the dawn of time, anybody working is a friend of mine. Anybody working is a friend of mine. Well, I'm looking in the mirror, got the wrinkles on my face. That's the price I pay for running this race. I'm saving up my wages, I put them in the bank. I'm paying on the mortgage, I'm filling the tank. I'm saving up for college for a rainy day. I'm raising up a chill and keep it working away. I do what I can to keep the wolf from the door. I'm working like my father and his father before. Yeah, I got two hands, a back that's strong, to put them in a rhythm, sing a working man's song. I've been working since the dawn of time, anybody working is a friend of mine. Anybody working is a friend of mine. All right, thank you. I'm going to wash the dishes and scrub the floor, all kinds of things I never did before. She said she wasn't coming home no more, but she called me up today. Told me how to gather up all her stuff. She coming over later to pick it up. She borrowed her boyfriend's pickup truck. I'm gonna try to make her stay. My baby's coming back today. I'm gonna try to make her stay. 10 o'clock now, I got till 4. Till she comes walking through that door, she'll forget about him, she'll want me more. I'm gonna try to make her stay. Oh yeah. Well, my cash is short and my credit's low. I think I'll go to the Goodwill store and get me a suit of pre-owned clothes. I want to look my best today. Evidently, I'm quite a slob. It's a little late now to get that job, but I'd beg, I'd borrow, maybe even rob if I can make her come back to stay. My baby's coming back today. I'm gonna try to make her stay. Well, it's 10 o'clock now, I got till 4. Till she comes walking through that door, she'll forget about him, she'll want me more. I'm gonna try to make her stay. When she told me she was leaving, I guess I did not quite believe. And when she tells me now I'm dreaming, that's when I get down on my knees and say, please, just give me one more chance to try to save our sweet romance. I'd even tell her I can learn how to dance. I'm gonna try to make her stay. Well, it's 10 o'clock now, I got till 4 till she comes walking through that door. She'll forget about him, she want me more. I'm gonna try to make her stay, that's right. I'm gonna try to make her stay, I'm gonna make her stay. Thank you very much. It's nice to be with you folks here on a Saturday afternoon, early evening here in Washington, D.C. I've never been to this place, and it's just a beautiful space, and it's great to have all of you here. I would be doing this anyway, but it's much better that you came. I'm going to do a couple songs from songwriters from Oklahoma. First one's a guy named Roger Miller from Eric, Oklahoma. Something in the water there makes people mess around with words in funny ways. In summertime, when all the trees and leaves are green, and the redbird sings, I'll be blue, 'cause you don't want my love. Some other time, that's what you say when I want you. Then you laugh at me and you make me cry, 'cause you don't want my love. You don't seem to care a thing about me, rather live without me than to have my arms around you when the nights are cold and you're so all alone. In the summertime, when all the trees and leaves are green, redbird sings, I'll be blue, 'cause you don't want my love. This is a Roger Miller song. Once upon a time you used to wave and smile at me and walk with me, but now you don't, 'cause you don't want my love. Some other guy is taking up all of your time. Now you don't have time for me, 'cause you don't want my love. You don't seem to care a thing about me, rather live without me than to have my arms around you when the nights are cold and you're so all alone. All alone. .com. In the summertime, when all the trees and leaves are green, and the redbird sings, I'll be blue, 'cause you don't want my love. Well, nobody knows the trouble I've been. Well, nobody knows my sin and my sorrow. Thank you very much. All right, that's from Roger Miller. This one's from Woody Guthrie. His 100th birth year this year. You may not know it. There's a big celebration going on this weekend right here in this building. Doing that hard traveling, I thought you knew. I've been doing that hard traveling way on down the road. I've been doing that hard traveling, a hard rambling, a hard gambling. I've been doing that hard traveling, Lord. Well, I've been doing that hard harvesting, I thought you know. North Dakota to Kansas City and way on down the road. I've been cutting that wheat and stacking that hay. I've been making about $1 a day. Now I've been doing that hard traveling alone. I've been working in a hard rock mine, I thought you knowed. I've been leaning on a pressure drill way on down the road. I got the hammer flying, got the air hose sucking, the 6 feet of mud and sure been a mucking. And I've been doing that hard traveling alone. I've been working on the Pittsburgh steel, I thought you know. I've been dumping that red hot slag way on down the road. I've been hammering, I've been firing, I've been pouring that red hot iron. I've been doing that hard traveling alone. Well, I've been riding them fast rattlers, I thought you knew. I've been riding them flat wheelers way on down the road. I've been riding them blind passengers, dead enders, kicking up cinders. I've been doing that hard traveling alone. I've been laying in a hard rock jail now, I thought you know. Yeah, I've been doing about 90 days away on down the road. You know, the mean old judge, he said to me, oh, that's 90 days for vagrancy. Now, I've been doing that hard traveling alone. Well, I've been riding them Lincoln Highway, I thought you know. I've been riding old 66 way on down the road. I got a heavy load, I got a worried mind. I'm looking for a woman, she's hard to find. I've been doing hard traveling alone. Singing now, I've been doing that hard traveling, I thought you knowed. I've been doing that hard traveling way on down the road. I've been doing that hard traveling, hard rambling, hard gambling. I've been doing that hard traveling, Lord. I've been doing that hard rambling, a hard gambling, a hard traveling, boys. I've been doing that hard traveling, Lord. Streamed live on the interweb. It's a great thing. It's real convenient, the internet now. You can get it on your computer at home. I'm going to do a work song, and this comes from an anonymous poem. It's a nice poem, and whoever wrote it didn't claim it. It's from the 1890s around then, about working on the logging business up in the Adirondack Mountains up in New York State. It's real dangerous work, logging still is, and it's still good paying work, but hard work. It's called My Girl's Waiting for Me. Driving on the second door, floating on the slippery log, sleeping in a frozen bar. My girl's waiting for me. It's hard-boiled eggs 3 times a day. Wet as beavers, we hit the hay. Not much sleep, but great good pay. My girl's waiting for me. Well, big French Joe and I went out to break a jam when I heard him shout. Prendergast and the jam went out, and my girls were waiting for me. Big French Joe, the logs drowned him. He had no chance for to fight or swim, but the logs jammed up to the river's rim. My girls were waiting for me. Comes to me and cries, if he's dead then I shall die. My petite used to sigh. My girls are waiting for me, and we will find him down below, around the bend where the water is slow, floating with his pike in tow. My girls are waiting for me. My petite will wring her hand as we scrape away at the yellow sand and bury him by the river strand. My girls are waiting for me, and it's one more night and one more day. The logs will reach the river bay. I'll skin off these togs and I will say, my girl's waiting for me. Oh, yeah. My girl's waiting for me. Thank you very much. Trouble and trials are almost over. Trouble and trials are almost over. Trouble and trials are almost over. See what my Lord has done. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. Keep it trimmed and burning. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. See what my Lord has done. Heaven's journey is almost over. Heaven's journey is almost over. Heaven's journey is almost over. See what my Lord has done. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. Keep it trimmed and burning. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. See what my Lord has done. Brother, don't you worry, don't you worry now, don't you worry, see what my Lord has done. Sister, don't stop praying, don't you stop praying, don't you stop praying, see what my Lord has done. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning, keep it trimmed and burning, keep your lamp trimmed and burning, see what my Lord has done. Worry. 2,000 years have come and gone. 2,000 years have come and gone. 2,000 years have come and gone. I see what my Lord has done. Many are gone, but not forgotten. Many are gone, but not forgotten. Many are gone, but not forgotten. See what my Lord has done. Brother, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. See what my Lord has done. Sister, don't stop praying. Don't you stop praying. Don't you stop praying. See what my Lord has done. And keep your lamp. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. Keep your. See what my Lord has done. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. Keep it trimmed and burning. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. I said, see what my Lord has done. See what he done. much. I just had a beautiful drive from Johnson City, Tennessee. I actually did part of it last night, but it was just a gorgeous day going up the great wagon road from there. Turned into Highway 11, the Lee Highway, and then I-81. Same road that all these Scots-Irish moved south from when they arrived in the New World. Brought the old tunes, the old fiddle tunes, and the old ballads with them. Here's a song from Bob Dylan to change the subject. About pretty scenery. Lay down your weary tune, lay down the song you strum, and rest yourself neath the strength of strings. No voice can hope to hum, struck by the sounds before the sun. I knew the night had gone, and the morning breeze like a bugle blew against the drums of dawn. Lay down your weary tune, lay down the song you strum, and rest yourself neath the strength of strings. No voice can hope to hum, the ocean wild like an organ played, and the seaweed woven strands, and the crashing waves like cymbals clash against the rocks and the sands. Lay down your weary tune, lay down the song you strum, and rest yourself neath the strength of strings. No voice can hope to hum. Unwound beneath the skies, clouds unbound by laws, and the crying rain like a trumpet sang, and it asked for no applause. The last of leaves fell from the trees, they clung to a new love's breast, and the branches bare like a banjo moan that listen the best. I gaze down in the river's mirror, I watched it wind and strum, and the water smooth ran like a hymn, and like a harp did hum. Lay down your weary tune, lay down the song you strum, and rest yourself neath the strength of strings. No voice can hope to hum. Lay down your weary tune, lay down the song you strum, and rest yourself neath the strength of strings. No voice can hope to hum. Thank you very much. All right. It's like a festival in here, except it's like beautiful chandeliers and all that stuff. Last week it just, yes, that's right. If you've ever been to a bluegrass festival, you know it can rain. And it could rain here, but it wouldn't hurt anything, really. We don't think. A bouzouki, which you don't really want to get completely in tune anyway. It wouldn't sound like one. Greek, it's a Greek instrument. It comes from the Greek word meaning out of tune. bouzouki. I'm going to do a song from a record of mine about my hometown. I come from Wheeling, West Virginia, just west of here, in the northern panhandle of the state, and it's a part of the state that's industrial, a lot of steel mills and that kind of things, kind of dead steel mills these days. But that's where I'm from, and when I was little, my mom used to look forward to hearing the vegetable man coming down the street, because that meant she didn't have to go to the supermarket. She'd have some kind of frozen hamburger or something in the freezer, and then she'd wait for the guy to come down the street in his little truck. The fellow's name was Tony Megna, or Megna, if we knew how to pronounce Italian, that's how he would have said it. Come every Tuesday. You could hear him coming, because he'd be driving his truck, and he'd roll his window down to the top of the street, start singing a song about what he had for sale in the back. Sounded like this. I got melons. I got melons. I got cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon too. I got melon. I got strawberries, nice strawberries. I got bananas and grapes and grapefruit too. I got strawberries. Well, I'm just a little Italian man. I get some more food than most men can. I love my truck and drive down to town. All the pretty women come swarming around for my produce. They like my produce. Well, that's a Megna's produce right to your door. Plan your supper when you hear me. Get your grocery list ready when you hear me. Oh yeah. I got tomatoes, real nice tomatoes. I got Italian and beefsteak and heirlooms too. I got tomatoes. I got green beans. I got green beans. I got broccoli, kale, and cauliflower too. I got green beans. Well, I rolled down the sides at the top of your street. I shouting my name from the driver's seat. It's a Magna's truck coming to your door. Buy it up this week and buy some more next Tuesday. Yeah, I come every Tuesday. Oh, it's a Magna's produce right to your door. Plan your supper when you hear me. And get your grocery list ready when you hear me. Yeah. He was kind of a smooth character. He'd see my mom coming, you know. He'd say, "Hello, Mrs. O'Brien." He said, "I got some tomatoes I saved just for you, and I know how you like them. Oh, just so ripe and juicy and sweet, they're just about to split apart. I got them in a bag in the back." I got potatoes. I got aubergine. I got okra. I got sweet corn. Yes, it's time for the fiddle. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And be careful what you wish for, but I'll play a couple American tunes for you. I love the old fiddle tunes, the Irish ones. I love the Scandinavian stuff, and the blues. Here's one called the Kaw River. Hillbilly fiddle for you there. All right, thank you very much. I can do a couple where I sing and play. I love the sound of the fiddle. It's like the cry of the human voice, and I'll cry along too for you. Get a double dose there. Then you'll feel better when it's over. That's the Irish way of doing it, you know? Sing really sad stuff, and then you feel better when it's over. In fact, you'll all feel better when this whole thing is over. I might too. No, this is the best part of the day. I travel for a living, but I do this for free. And it's really true. This is the best part of the day. All you way in the back there, thank you for applauding too. I think some of you are waiting for another show. I'm sorry you can't get in now. I'll do one, it's an Irish tune, an Irish air. And, but it was collected, I think, in the U.S. here. Oh, love is pleasing, love is teasing, and love's a pleasure when first it's new. But as love grows older, at length grows colder and fades away like the morning dew. If I'd have known before I courted that love had been such a killing crime, I'd have wrapped my heart in a box of gold and tied it up with a piece of twine. I left my mother, left my father, I left my brothers and sisters too. I left my home and kind relations, I left them all for the love of you. Oh, love is pleasing, love is teasing, and love's a pleasure when first it's new. But as love grows older, at length grows colder and fades away like the morning dew. Thank you very much. Reminds me of I was traveling with my sister in Ireland, and it was her first trip there, and we had mostly stayed up all night playing music with people and neglected to do any sightseeing, and then we had to leave, and we had actually a full 20 minutes extra on our way to the airport. And she was driving, she said, screw it. She saw this sign, said Castle, quarter mile, so she said, screw it, we're going in here. We go in, it's just sort of nothing. Really, it was kind of a crumble. And it looked like you were supposed to pay, a 50p or something to get in there. But there was nobody there. And it was, this is silly that I'm going to tell you this story, but we went in there and there was nobody there, so we pulled up to the front, to the house there in front of the castle, the sort of newer house, obviously. It was still standing. There was a woman in there at an easel painting, and she was facing the window, and I knocked on the door, and she looked up, she said, just 1 second. And then she had a sweater on. She took her sweater off, and she had nothing on underneath. And she put on a smock and came to the door. And she said, can I help you? And I said, well, I don't think so, but I just wanted to pay to come into the castle. I was kind of embarrassed, She said, let me get my husband. So he comes out, and he says, she says he knows all about it. So the guy comes, he says, well, it's a Norman castle, it's built by such and such. First of all, let me ask you, are you Irish? Because I know some people aren't. I just thought I'd tell you that story. That's an Irish song, that last one. So some of you aren't Irish, but maybe you enjoyed it anyway. I'm going to do a bluegrass song for you now. And that's got a little Irish. It's got a little Southern gospel in it. It's got the old fiddle style in it. Bill Monroe put all that stuff together in what he called bluegrass music, named after his band, really. He didn't name it that kind of music. He just named his band that, and then people started calling it bluegrass music. This is called Working on a Building. And it goes something like this, but not exactly. Well, if I was a sinner, I'd tell you what I would do. I would quit my sinning, and I work on a building too. I'm working on a building, I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building, it's a Holy Ghost building, hallelujah. Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. I'm working on a building, I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building, it's a Holy Ghost building, hallelujah. Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. Quit my drinking ways, I'd work on a building too. I'm working on a building, I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building, it's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. Do. Well, I would go on preaching, but I'd work on a building too. I'm working on a building, I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building, it's a Holy Ghost building, hallelujah. It's a Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. Thank you very much. Well, this weekend, tomorrow, there's a jam here on the same stage, same time, same station, with Tom Paxton and Noel Paul Stuckey and Mark Schatz, and I'm going to be there too. And we're going to play Woody Guthrie songs. We're going to have a little jam. We're going to have people come in and sing along, too, play along. And it's all about paying tribute to the people that went before. In this case, Woody, who was a great, incredible bard, you know, the sort of the voice of the people. I read a story in the biography of Doc Watson about his very first concert in New York City and how everybody was waiting in great anticipation for him to perform there, and the concert was going really good, and then all of a sudden there was this disturbance in the back of the room, people crashing around on the chairs back there, probably drunk, and they looked back and it was Jack Elliott, and then they didn't know who the other guy was, and it turned out it was Woody Guthrie. And I thought, you know, this is a meeting of an incredible meeting, and it may not. I've checked up on the details on this, and I think maybe it was a fabrication or an elaboration on part of the person that told the story. It may not have happened, but it doesn't quite fit. And yet, I like the idea of all that happening. I like the idea of those iconic people all being there in one room at the same time. Anyway. sing a song that Doc played. Doc Watson was really my hero. I remember when the Willow Circle Be Unbroken record came out in about 1971. My friend and I had been studying Doc for several years. We were just marveling at the tone that he got out of the guitar. And we felt like we knew something about guitar playing by that point, you know. We were telling our friends, you know, we were listening to it I remember on a New Year's Eve party. That's kind of what kind of teenagers we were. Listening to country music on New Year's Eve. There was alcohol involved. But we agreed that you had to play guitar for at least 20 years to get the sound that Doc Watson got. And I'll tell you, all these years later, I realize it takes more than that. A whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Let that rain drive right on, let those waves sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. My old gal's a good old pal, she works like a waterfowl, and I got them deep river blues. To cry for me, and the fish all go out on a spree when I got them deep river blues. The thing with Doc was he was really a dazzling guitar player, very highly musical, and his skill in the compositional sense as a soloist was second to none. But what he really did was he snuck up on you with this really folksy approach, a really beautiful, mellow singing style. He could sing the old ballads and make them sound like a very inviting, warm and inviting sound. He took a lot of the scratch out of it, a lot of the whine out of it, and let us in the doorway. He also could do a thing where he synthesized all these different musics and made them all his own. He could play an old ballad, he could play a fiddle tune, a blues, do a rockabilly song or some jazz. You can do a contemporary folk song by somebody like Tom Paxton. And his hands and his voice, it sounded like the same music. And in doing that, he sort of made a roadmap for so many of us that were coming up trying to learn how to play music and put on a show. And I tried to do that myself, but every time I would find a new old folk song that I figured nobody else had really touched for a long time, or maybe even ever since its original use, you know, I would start learning the song, maybe even record it, and then soon after I'd find out that both Doc Watson and Jerry Garcia had already recorded the song. Get me down my old boat, I'll set sail if you float, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Well, I'm going down to Muscle Shoals for time bitter, there I'm told, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Well, I'm talking about, you know, I heard Doc Watson when I was probably 13 years old, and I'm 58 now, you do the math. It's been a lot of years, and when I came up and started playing professionally, I had the opportunity to open some shows for Doc, meet the man. One thing, years went on, and there were several occasions where we got to play a little bit together on stage, little jams here and there. One year out at a festival in Colorado, I guess Sam Bush must not have been there. I got invited to play with him for a whole set. It was just a great thrill. And I always wanted to get together more with Doc, but you know, he was kind of tapering back his schedule. busy doing very important stuff when he was gigging. And I just really didn't want to bother him, but you know, he's getting up in years, and I was driving by. Whenever I drive by, I'd think maybe I ought to look Doc up, you know. Lived down there in Deep Gap, North Carolina, just east of Boone. So I was traveling through there in February, and I thought, you know, maybe I'll get the nerve up to call him. So I called him up. I was getting ready to check out of my motel and drive home to Nashville, but if he invited me up there or if he wanted to come to lunch or something, maybe we could hang out. There was a snowstorm coming, and I probably should have headed out to lower elevation, but I thought, you know, I'm going to look up Doc here. So I called him on the phone. I said, Doc, this is Tim O'Brien. He said, what's your name again? I said, Tim O'Brien. He said, I don't know you. I said, well, I'm just a big fan, and we've met many times, but I don't expect you to remember me. I'm the one that remembers you. And his daughter Nancy was there, and she heard him talking. She said, Daddy, who is it? He got the name again. She said, well, you know, Daddy, you know him. He's that fiddle player that plays at Merlefest. And he went, oh, you're the fiddle player that plays at Merlefest. As if that was specific enough. He still didn't know. Anyway, one thing led to another. He was talking about being saved. He was talking about his wife, Rosalie, being in the hospital the whole last year and how she couldn't even talk anymore. How he wished he'd get better and they'd have a couple more good years together. One thing led to another, and I was invited up to the house. So when you go up there, you go east on 421, or I think what it is, I think that's the route number, from Boone. You go up on the Blue Ridge there, and of course the snow's coming down. You get to a section of it called the Doc and Merle Watson Highway. Just so happens when you take a right to go to Doc's house, you turn right on Doc Watson Road. So anyway, I finally got up there, and I knew I was at the right place. I turned off the car, and I could hear guitar and singing in there, and it was Doc. He was singing an old folk song called While Rovin' on a Winter's Night. Just apt because the really big flakes were coming down there up on the divide. It was just a beautiful thing. He was singing pretty and playing it perfectly. I waited for him to finish, and then I knocked on the glass door there. He was just sitting in his breakfast room, playing his guitar, waiting for me. He said, slide it open, it's unlocked. So I went in, and I brought my guitar in, and we sat down and we played, and he told stories, and I asked him some questions, and we played more songs. That was about 1 o'clock when I arrived, and I didn't leave till about 4:30 or so. It was just a wonderful afternoon with my hero. He was, you know, living by himself, a blind man. He's very self-sufficient. He took a lot of pride that he could do a lot of work and on his own. Talking about building his own shed in the back there. He said a friend of his said to him after he finished it, he said, Doc, I bet you bent a few nails when you made that shed. He said, son, I didn't bend a single one. He's a guy who rewired his own house. He could tune his color TV by the sound. He knew all about auto mechanics, and he said if he wouldn't have been blind, he would have been an auto mechanic. He really liked working on cars. He kept talking about a certain guitar that he had, a Daniel Bourgeois guitar made by the fellow by that name, I think up in Vermont. He said, you ever seen that guitar? It's a cutaway dreadnought guitar. I said, I think I've seen that thing. He kept talking about it through the afternoon, and finally said, I think I'll go down and get that guitar and show it to you. It's a good old box. But first of all, he talked about how somebody had left the guitar out and put it where it shouldn't have been, he said. And after the jam session was over, I got up and walked around, and I stepped right on that thing and broke the top end. He said it made me sick because I really liked that guitar, but I sent it back to the maker, and he put a new top. He said, I think that guitar is better than it was before. He kept talking about it. Finally, he said, I think I'll go get that guitar. So he gets out of his chair, reaches behind him, and finds the doorknob to the downstairs, to the basement stairs, and he opens it up, and he starts heading down the stairs, and I'm looking at these steep stairs, and I'm thinking, oh my God. But you know what? I don't say anything because he's Doc Watson. He could sort of hear me thinking, and he turned around. He said, don't worry, I'll be careful. If I fall down and kill myself, call the veterinarian. So he shut the door, and he's down there for about 20 minutes. Started getting worried about him, but I didn't hear any crashing around down there. And finally, he comes up the stairs. Opens up the door, comes through the doorway with a guitar case in his hand, and closes the door, sits down in his chair, knew right where he was going. He opened up that guitar case, picked up the guitar, played a lick on it. He said, you know what? That's not that guitar at all, is it? He says it's a good guitar, though. Anyway, I just want to say it's a great afternoon, and if you care about somebody and you think maybe you don't want to bother them, you can call them up and see if you're bothering them. I thought I might be bothering Doc, but it turned out he was really glad to get to be Doc Watson for the day. I was really glad to be his student one more day. If that boat sinks with me, now go down, don't you see, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Now it's time to say goodbye. If that boat sinks, let me die, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Sing it now. Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Let that rain drive right on, let those waves sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Hey, it's almost time for me to end. I got one more minute. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. And I'll do a little song from Gary Davis for you. Well, you read about Samson, you read about his birth. He was the strongest man that ever lived on earth. One day Samson was walking along. He looked down on the ground and he saw an old jawbone. He looked up that jawbone and he swung it over his head. When he got to moving, 10,000 were dead. If I had my way, if I had my way in this wicked world, if I had my way, I would tear this building down. Hey, I want to remind you, I have some CDs for sale. Well, Delilah, she was a woman, she was fine and fair. Had lovely looks, God knows, and coal black hair. But Delilah, she climbed up on Samson's knee. She said, tell me where your strength lies, if you please. She talked so fine, she talked so fair. Samson said, Delilah, cut off my hair, shave my head just as clean as you can, and my strength will be that of a natural man. If I had my way, in this wicked world, I had my way, we'll tear this building down. Thank y'all for listening. Thanks for letting me come into your home.